of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 525,486. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 8,298. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 2,601, with total confirmed deaths at 78. We anticipate those numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, December 14th. The first batch of COVID-19 vaccine left Pfizer's plant in Michigan and arrived at LAX last night. The airport tweeted this picture of a FedEx plane carrying the region's first shipment, which landed at Los Angeles International Airport on Sunday evening. Officials from Operation Warp Speed announced FedEx and UPS will ship to 145 locations around the country today, with an additional 425 locations to receive shipments tomorrow. Cedars-Sinai Medical Centers says it expects to receive first vaccine doses as early as tomorrow. UCLA Health expects to be administering the vaccine by Wednesday. Now, officials say initial doses of the vaccine will be strictly designated for healthcare workers and staff and residents of long-term care facilities. Priority will then move to essential workers and then people at the highest risk of severe illness, such as seniors and those with underlying health conditions. Los Angeles County expects a weekly delivery of up to 250,000 doses beginning in January. Pfizer is using containers with dry ice and GPS-enabled sensors to ensure each shipment stays colder than the weather in Antarctica. The Western States Scientific Safety Review Workgroup completed their review of the federal process and confirmed the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is safe to use. Now, the panel of experts provided recommendations to the governors of California, Washington, Oregon, and Nevada. And as county health officials prepare for this massive undertaking of administering vaccinations to millions of residents, they are vowing to ensure the process will be done equitably based on health priorities. Now, health officials stress that these vaccinations will not alleviate the current surge of cases, hospitalization, and deaths related to COVID-19, and reminds the public that human behavior is the only way to drive down these numbers. The public is reminded to stay home whenever possible, avoid gatherings, stay socially distanced in public settings, and wash hands often. Providence hospitals are gearing up to administer COVID-19 vaccines after months of planning for storage and distribution. Just this afternoon, the Regional Chief Clinical Executive, the Regional Executive Director of Pharmacy, Chief Quality Officer, and Director of Infection Prevention jumped on a Zoom call with members of the media to share plans of how the hospital will handle the upcoming vaccine distribution. Providence, Southern California's 11 hospitals include 4 in Orange County, 3 hospitals in the Coast region, which includes the South Bay, and 3 hospitals in the Valley, and 1 in the High Desert. Health officials say they've developed a plan and are ready to serve their caregivers, providers, and most vulnerable members of the community. Currently, 26,000 doses are expected to initially treat healthcare workers and expects to receive weekly shipments of the vaccine to eventually distribute to the general public. Providence officials answered a question by Torrance Fire's Blaine Baker on whether or not a vaccine designation has been made to emergency first responders. And while not on the initial onset, officials said vaccines are expected next for frontline workers. About 50 members were on the Zoom call today as the panel addressed a number of questions and concerns related to the vaccination clinical model and preparation. Hospital bed capacity continues to fall to dangerous levels throughout the county. California state officials reported today the Southern California region dropped from 4.2% capacity on Sunday to 2.7% as of today. Generally, an intensive care unit is considered fully functional when it reaches 85% capacity. Now, as many states are running at over 90% and now in Los Angeles at nearly 98% full, it's putting a major toll on healthcare workers and healthcare systems across the county. The ICU is where the sickest patients are cared for not only those coping with COVID, but also those needing critical care and life support for acutely ill and injured patients. Within a month, Los Angeles County recorded a 416% increase in deaths and 370% increase in positive cases. The county's public health director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, described the current rise in case rates as, quote, unlike any we have seen ever in our county. Now, health officials warn against private gatherings and urge everyone to stay home and physically distance from people outside their household to mitigate the spread of infection. California's smartphone-based COVID-19 alert system is off to a successful launch as more than 4 million users have downloaded the app since Friday. According to the state's Department of Public Health, more residents need to opt in for this alert system to be truly effective. Co-created by Apple and Google, this new tool called CA Notify was launched on Thursday and builds off of traditional contact tracing methods by sending smartphone alerts to people who have spent an extended period of time with someone who later tested positive for COVID-19. While it doesn't track people's identities or locations, it uses Bluetooth wireless signals to let you know when two phones are within 6 feet of each other for at least 15 minutes. Now, when someone tests positive for the coronavirus, that person will receive a verification code from state health officials that can be used to send an anonymous alert to other users who may have been near that person over the past 14 days. With nearly 40 million Californians, Governor Gavin Newsom says more people need to opt in to make this tool effective. Those living in the state can activate the new exposure notification tool in their iPhone settings or on Android phones by downloading the CA Notify app from the Google Play Store. Many residents may have already received a notification inviting them to participate. With the surge in COVID-19 cases, the California Department of Motor Vehicles announced the suspension of behind-the-wheel driving tests for at least 2 weeks beginning today. The driving test, which is mandatory for first-time applicants, requires 2 people to be in a vehicle together. DMV officials say while there have been a number of changes made to safeguard the testing process, the current surge in COVID-19 cases presents increased risks to both parties. Those who had appointments scheduled in the next 2 weeks will be notified that they are canceled, and the DMV will automatically reschedule the tests. Driving tests were previously suspended for about 3 months early in the pandemic before the DMV reopened for in-person appointments in June with required face masks, temperature checks, seat covers, and cracked windows. While DMV field offices will stay open at limited capacity, those who don't need to go are urged to stay home and delay their visit or take advantage of services available online, which have been expanded during the shutdowns. Well, Californians are getting an extension to sign up for health coverage as we near the end of the year. As more than 1 million Californians are heading into the new year without health insurance, Covered California is extending its enrollment deadline to December 30th. The executive director of Covered California says the organization mailed out 3 million face masks to promote the enrollment period. The website allows people to shop for the right health plan to suit theirs and their family's needs. The unprecedented extension comes as COVID-19 infections and deaths are surging across California and the country. Now, those considering Covered California can go online to coveredca.com or call 800-300-1406. There you can see if you qualify for financial assistance and what health plans are available. In Southern California alone, more than 700,000 residents are eligible for enrollment. The California Department of Public Health is urging Californians to get the flu vaccine with the flu season now underway. This year, preventing flu is more important because of the rampant cases of COVID-19. The flu season peaks between December and February and can spread as late as May. While the numbers of flu cases are currently low, officials say the worst of the season is still yet to come. By avoiding a major flu outbreak, this will help avoid putting additional strain on the healthcare system. During the 2019 to 2020 flu season, nearly 62,000 Americans died from the flu or flu-related complications. The CDPH recommends the annual flu vaccination for anyone 6 months and older, especially for children under 5, adults 65 and older, and people with chronic conditions such as heart disease, lung and asthma problems, as they are particularly more at risk for infection. As flu and COVID-19 share similar symptoms, including fever, cough, fatigue, difficulty breathing, headaches, and muscle pains, the best way to tell them apart is with a test. U.S. border closures will be extended into the new year. Due to the continuing rise in COVID-19 cases, the land borders with Canada and Mexico will remain closed through January 21st. Acting Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security Chad Wolf tweeted, "We are working closely with Mexico and Canada to keep essential trade and travel open while also protecting our citizens from the virus." Now, travelers entering Canada from the U.S. must prove they are traveling for essential purposes, along with not presenting COVID-19 symptoms and planning to quarantine for 14 days upon arrival. And according to the U.S. Embassy and consulates in Mexico, U.S. citizens entering Mexico by plane do not need to show a negative COVID-19 test or quarantine on arrival, but travelers may face health screenings like temperature checks when arriving at airports in Mexico. The Electoral College voted today to affirm President-elect Joe Biden's victory over President Donald Trump in this year's presidential election. Ballots were cast throughout the day by individual electors in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. California's 55 electoral votes put Biden over the top, clearing the 270 vote mark that confirmed he will be the nation's next president. In Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, the 6 battleground states that Biden won and President Trump contested, electors gave Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris their votes. President-elect Biden is expected to address the nation later tonight. The South Coast Air Quality Management District issued a residential no-burn day alert for today. Now, this means for everyone living in the South Coast Air Basin, which includes portions of Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties, residents are banned from outdoor wood burning as well as manufactured fire logs. Residents are encouraged to help keep the air clean by not burning wood during the mandatory wood burning ban. This alert was made mandatory in order to protect public health when levels of fine particulate air pollution in the region are forecast to be high. Smoke from wood burning can cause health problems, including respiratory issues, which could lead to emergency room visits and hospitalizations. The no-burn order is in place until midnight tonight. The city of Torrance launched a new campaign and contest called Torrance Take Out, as local restaurants continue to modify their business operations to meet the most recent county restrictions, of course banning in-person dining. The community is invited to support local eateries and share it on your social media platform. As public health officials urge the public to avoid gathering with family members, the winner of the Torrance Takeout contest could win you a cardboard cutout of a family member so that it could feel like you're dining with family while staying safely apart. All you have to do is order takeout from a Torrance restaurant. Take a photo of your meal and post it to your Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook account. Then tag the restaurant if possible, or provide their contact information and tag @TorranceCA. Use the hashtag Torrance Take Out and share how delicious your meal was. Now, each post counts as one entry into the raffle, and you may enter more than once for a better chance at winning. Each entry must be a different meal and restaurant. Winners will be announced on social media. The contest begins today and runs through January 1st. Wellness and self-care have never been more crucial than right now, and one local high-end spa knows that all too well. While Burke Williams Torrance has temporarily paused treatments in the spa due to the latest California stay-at-home orders, the spa store remains open for retail business in support of guests shopping for holiday gifts. The state's leading luxury day sanctuary, which has 11 locations across California, just launched some pretty sweet deals that will go through the end of the year. Facials, massages, mani-pedis. You can get gift card specials, stocking stuffers, and spa service-inspired gift kits for others or even yourself. You can pick them up at Burke Williams in Torrance at 2733 Pacific Coast Highway and Crenshaw Boulevard in the Torrance Town Center between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. daily, as well as online at burkewilliams.com. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. As our local hospitals prepare to receive and distribute COVID-19 vaccines, local healthcare workers continue to be the unsung heroes of our community, working on the front lines of this pandemic. As hundreds face the dangers of possible COVID-19 exposures each day, they continue to commit to their patients and serve those in need of medical care and assistance. As this next phase of the pandemic kicks off this week, with vaccine distributions beginning to take place across the country, medical professionals are reminding the public to wear your face mask, social distance, stay home, and wash those hands to continue to protect yourself and those around you. This is the best way to show how Torrance cares, especially for our unsung heroes and our neighbors. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Rhiannon Chutanich brings you the latest. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.